sidelines, down in County Cork, an ambitious but barely known young trainer was preparing to wage war on the English bookies. Not that anyone paid much attention when Vincent Obrien saddled the novice Cottage Rake for the 1948 Gold Cup. Easy to back at 10-1, ridden with Aubrey Brabazon's usual finesse, Cottage Rake produced an incredible turn of foot to snatch victory from Happy Home and Martin Maloney. Having administered one drubbing to the bookies, Obrien was back at Presby Park in 49 when challenging for the champion hurdle with the scraggy little Hatton's Grace. What chance could this nondescript 9-year-old have against the English hurdling star National Spirit, already winner of the last two champions and odds-on for a third? Brian Marshall was blamed for riding National Spirit too far off the pace and disappointing him. But Marshall's critics couldn't get away from the fact that when Brabazon sent Hatton's Grace to the front 3 out, there was only ever going to be one winner. Obrien and Aubrey Brabazon returned in 1950 for more plunder. Hatton's Grace won his second champion, and then Cottage Rake repeated his last gasp victory when nabbing Cool Customer in the shadow of the Gold Cup winning post. In 1951, Tim Maloney was in the saddle on the champion hurdler. National Spirit tried to make all, but couldn't handle the pressure exerted by the champion as they jumped the last flight, and he fell. So Hatton's Grace became the first horse to win the champion 3 times. Having conquered Cheltenham, Vincent Obrien trained his sights on Aintree in the richest prize in the calendar, the Grand National. Royal Tan was his first challenger, ridden by his brother Fonzie, and he might well have won the 51 race, but for missing at the last. As Nationals went, this one had it all.
At least a dozen came to grief. Arctic Gold and the grey mare Caesar's Wife led the way over this notorious jump. Arctic Gold was still going well, and many must have been thinking Mr. Whitney had a winner this time. But the thought was premature, for at the canal turn it was goodbye to Arctic Gold and several more into the bargain. Roland Roy, Sergeant Kelly and Prince Browning. At the 14th, it's still Russian Hero on the right, but anything can happen with a herd of wild horses in front of the field. Again, Caesar's Wife was not above suspicion. Over the chair, down came Russian Hero and Dogwatch. This left 5. Nickel Coin gets over, followed later by Royal Tan, but Gay Heather and Derringstown were involved in a very unpleasant mix-up. Still, your Grand National rider never gives up if it's humanly possible to carry on. First catch your horse, then remount it, and that's exactly what Power and Curran did. But at the very last jump, Royal Tan was at fault. Somehow, Mr. Obrien, his amateur jockey, stuck on. Now Bullock took Nickel Coin out in front, and nothing that Royal Tan or his rider could do was any use. It was Nickel Coin's race by 6 lengths. First home out of only 3 to complete the course in the most amazing Grand National for many years.
The following year, Royal Tan fell at the last when in 3rd place and beaten. But 12 months later, Vincent had taken charge of Early Mist. And on the crest of a wave, after winning another Cheltenham Gold Cup with Knock Hard, he secured the services of Brian Marshall for Early Mist. The partnership never had a moment's worry, strolling home 20 lengths clear of Dorothy Paget's Mont Tremblant, winner of the Gold Cup in 1952.
As he made a mistake at the last fence, which he didn't, he was clearly the winner. Increasing his lead, Early Mist was followed by Mont Tremblant, Irish Wizard, Overshadow, the Grey, and Senlac Hill, the only others to finish the course.
Royal Tan, sidelined in 1953, lined up for his 3rd attempt in 54 with Brian Marshall on board. His good but luckless record and Vincent Obrien's soaring reputation sent him off a heavily supported 8-1 second favourite.
Somehow he and his jockey recovered, but they were passed by Sanperian, Royal Stewart, Churchtown and Punchtown Star, who headed the field into the 2nd circuit. Now Nowadays, Grand National runners seem to deal most ably with the more difficult jumps. The Canal Turn itself is a case in point. On the way home now, and thrills mounting rapidly as Cheltenham and Tudor Line led from Royal Tam. Tudor Line was going very well, and when Cheltenham blundered at the last jump at one, it looked as if Tudor Line had the race. But Brown Marshall was bringing Royal Tam along first. Then at the last fence, Tudor Line cross-jumped, and away went Royal Tam, hell for leather. Tudor Line, strongly ridden by Slack, however, wasn't finished yet. Royal Tam kept in front, but Tudor Line was gaining on him with every stride. Nothing like this had been seen in the National for years. It was simply terrific. Royal Tam on the far side headed for victory, and victory he won by a neck. It was indeed a triumph for his owner, Mr. Griffin, his trainer, Mr. Obrien, and his jockey, Brian Marshall. They all won last year with early mist. As for Royal Tam, who'd approached victory twice before, he'd run a great and gallant race for Ireland. Congratulations and thanks were showered on him. No horse could have deserved the triumph more than Royal Tam.
In 1955, Vincent ran 4 in the National, in a bid to become the first man to train the winner of the race 3 years in a row. Brian Marshall opted for early mist, and Dave Dick rode Royal Tam. Pat Taff was on Quare Times, the second most fancied of Vincent's quartet. In dreadful conditions, with the water jump omitted, Pat brought Quare Times home 12 lengths ahead of Tudor Line, runner-up for the second time.
Quite a number of the runners must know it pretty well. They all cleared the Canal Turn and now came up to Valentine's. Here's a vivid impression if you like. And this shot gives a pretty good idea of what it's really like to ride in the National. No one fell at Valentine's, but 2 jumps further on, Oriental Way and Dark Stranger lost their chance of victory. Finishing the first circuit now and up in front with Sanju and Quare Times was Mathieu Vu. What a thrill this must have been for the royal spectators. Yes, this was the order now. Sanju, Quare Times and Mathieu Vu as they took the first fences a second time. Gentle Moyer, Steel Lock and Carey's Cottage were there too. It was Quare Times, Carey's Cottage and Sanju. Carey's Cottage this side, Quare Times in the centre and Tudor Line. One of the 3 seemed certain to win, barring accidents. Would it be Tudor Line, who'd so nearly won before, or would victory go to Ireland again? At the last fence, Tudor Line jumped wide, but Quare Times made no mistake and galloped away in great style. Neither Tudor Line nor Carey's Cottage, who finished third, could possibly catch him now. It was Quare Times Grand National, all right. Magnificently ridden by Pat Taff, Quare Times had never put a foot wrong.
Of all the